What's up, world? This is your girl P. So, how to quit smoking? How do I quit smoking? For those who want to learn or know how to quit smoking, I'll share my story with you because I was once a smoker. And when I say smoker, I'm not talking about that other stuff, tobacco. I used to smoke cigarettes. But I'll tell you my journey and how I came to quitting. Now, this may not work for you, but you could take bits and pieces of my story and make it your own, just like a recipe. A person may have a dish and they share the recipe with you, but there's certain ingredients in that recipe that you may not like. And so, if you don't like these certain ingredients, what you can do is replace it with something else and make it your own way. And so, you could just take my initial story and use it in a way for you that may work for you because we're all individuals and we're all different. You know what I'm saying? But this is just a blessing that I feel I should share because it got me where I am. And it's been, I want to say, 2 years and 4 months that I've quit smoking. I've quit drinking too. Not saying I'll never drink again, but I used to drink wine all the time. And I haven't drank wine in over, I want to say, because I had a favorite wine that I used to drink all the time, and I haven't drunk that since 2019. So it's been a long time that I quit a lot of bad habits that I had. And so I'll share this with you and hope that, it'll bless you and raise you up. But how did I get to quitting smoking? Well, it was always something that, I wanted to do because I started smoking at the age of 28. And you probably say, why did you wait so late in life to start even smoking at all? But I was always what we call a homey person. Like, I know I seem like, because I have that Gemini energy, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got this the ego side of me, and we're all like that, but when it comes to Gemini energy, it's like that one side shows more than the other, and this side of it depends on what energy you in, and if you don't know your energy, you won't even know. But I was always like homey because when I had kids, I was into my children because I have a Cancer moon. I'm a mother. And so I never did anything. I used to go to church all the time. My kids was in the church choir. My kids, all of them were in the children's choir at church. I used to go to church all the time. I was in the church choir. You know what I'm saying? I was homey. I didn't do nothing. And after my father passed away in 2001, and I don't know, like after that, it's like I started drinking. And I don't know, I don't think that's the reason why, because I didn't start drinking right away. I started smoking before I started drinking. So I was hanging around people that smoked, and I was like the odd person out. Like I was the only one that wasn't doing it. And I just wanted, I always liked the way cigarette smoke smelled. I don't know why, I just did. It was a fetish of mine. But I was the only person not doing anything, so I just started smoking. I adapted that habit and I chose it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like someone was like, girl, here, smoke this, smoke that, or whatever. I just started smoking. But once you pick up something, it's hard to put it down, and because I had that Gemini energy, and not saying that everybody that smokes cigarettes is Gemini, I'm just explaining why I realized, because we all have a reason for why we do what we do, but you have to understand yourself. What type of energy you have and why you're doing it. when it comes to me, it's like I think. Gemini, the motto of that energy is I think. And it's air energy. And people who have air energy is always up in the air. They always in their mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hand to mouth thing that keep you distracted from reality, really. Because it's just something to occupy your time. It's like, okay, if I go on my lunch break, I would smoke instead of eat because I just feel like I'd rather do that and eat while I'm working. Because I had that type of job where I could do that. Customer service, I could just go eat at my desk. So I would choose to smoke on my break because it occupied. I was thinking while I was doing it, and so it was a hand to mouth thing. While I'm thinking. And it just became a habit. And I was trying to quit because in my mind I was like, why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? And I'm saying this, and it's like God said, he would show up in certain ways to try to get me to stop, and I would quit for a day, and it was like I would quit for a day and I couldn't help it. The monkey was on my back and it wouldn't let me go. So, you know, when I got on this spiritual journey, I started getting different awakenings and stuff, like something that would push me to try to quit. And I was trying to quit. So I was like, okay, maybe it's because I drank wine, and cigarettes and wine go to good together. So maybe if I stop drinking this will keep me from smoking. All I did was replace the wine with coffee, and I was addicted to coffee. So what I'm saying is you have to replace the habit with another habit to get out of the habit. You get what I'm saying? So when it came to me drinking the wine all the time, there's nothing wrong with drinking wine because actually wine is good for your blood. I just didn't have to do it. I was overindulgent. You have to learn how to not overindulge in certain things. It's like you have to have balance. You know what I'm saying? And because I was out of balance and I was tipping the scales, I was doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So when you do too much of something, you have to end up letting go because you just you're not balancing. You have to learn how to have balance. And if I could do it without being overindulgent, then it wouldn't have been a problem. But I was overindulgent. So, that's the devil taking over and I had to let go. But nonetheless, you know, I replaced drinking my wine with coffee to try to get me out of that habit. But all I did was get addicted to coffee. But it still was healthier than drinking wine all the time. So I stopped drinking the wine all the time because I replaced it with coffee. And the coffee was good, especially McDonald's coffee, but that's another story. So I dropped that habit. So basically I'm telling you, in order to get rid of a habit, you have to find a healthier habit to replace it with. So I replaced drinking wine with coffee, but I was still smoking. So I ended up changing smoking cigarettes to smoking Black and Milds. And you say, well, isn't that worse or whatever? It don't matter. Tobacco is tobacco. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You just have to tell yourself, which direction am I going or whatever. So I ended up doing that, but still, it was still a bad habit because I was still drinking coffee and smoking. And so I got a revelation because I had my idea for my invention. I got that idea back in 2019, but I didn't know it was going to be as big as it is now. It's going to even be bigger than it is now, but it was bigger now than it was then when I first got it. And my idea, my product is smoke free. So when I got the revelation from God that my product is smoke free, that was when I was like, I have to quit smoking because I have to be in alignment with what I'm creating because I was on my path of my purpose. And the invention that I had was like, it's smoke free. So it's like, how are you going to promote smoke free, but you over here smoking? You're out of alignment with God's purpose for you. So that's how But still, it was still hard for me to quit smoking because it's like it was occupying me from being bored. Because I was doing it. Because once I realized that it's not something I really wanted, I was doing it because I was bored. Initially, I was a homie mother going to church. I was a homie mother with a bunch of kids that was going to church and didn't have no life. So that was my way of being party girl. I wasn't going to parties, but I was partying at home. What I'm saying, by myself, but with my kids. What I'm saying. So I had to, get out of that habit. So when I got the revelation, because I get revelations, okay, we all get revelation whether we choose to ignore them or not, what I'm saying? But I got that revelation from God. It's like your product is smoke free. You have to be in alignment with this product. But again, it was still hard for me to let it go because it was occupying my boredom. I was bored. I wasn't doing anything. So it's like I'm bored. I don't got nothing to do. What I'm saying? So, I just go outside and smoke, what I'm saying? Because I was still smoking. My mother passed away. The day that my mother passed away, was the day that I quit smoking them Black and Milds. When I tell you it was an instant, immediate thing, when I called the hospital, because my mother would be in and out of the hospital a lot sometimes, and I didn't like hospitals, but I used to always be on because she lived with me. When my mother passed away, she wasn't living with me at the time, but even when she was living with me and she'd be in the hospital, I'd be on the phone with her. She know I didn't like coming to the hospital because every time I went to the hospital, I came out with something, some kind of something. Because my immune system is not, up there like that. So you easily could catch something going in the hospital. She knew I didn't like going to hospitals and stuff, but I'd be on the phone with her all the time when she'd be in there. So I was talking to her on the phone, and then I told her I was going to call her back, when I woke up. And so she was like, okay. But I told my mama I loved her. And she said, I love you too, Paulette, And so the next day, when I woke up to call my mother, and then I called the hospital, the nurse told me my mother passed away, and I lost it. You know what I'm saying? I lost it for a millisecond. But when I got the news that my mother passed away, I was like, that's it, I quit. And when I tell you I quit, I quit. I didn't smoke after that at all. I had quit cold turkey, but it was like the devil was trying to pull me back into that realm. Like, you can't you can't stop doing this. And he will always put somebody around me smoking. And I smell that smoke. And I told you, like, I used to like cigarette smoke way before I started smoking. I don't know. I just used to like it. Call me weird, whatever. I don't care. So it would always be somebody that be standing by me smoking a cigarette, and I smell it, which was trying to pull me back into it, but I was fighting it. I was fighting that devil, boy. I was fighting it because I had a purpose. Because I tell you, I got a revelation from God about my product. It's smoke free. You have to be in alignment with it. This is something that I'm creating for my grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? And I can't lose it because I'm trying to be, because I want to satisfy my ego, because that's all it was. It's like, my ego want to smoke, you know, and I'm going to sabotage what God has given me. He using me as a generational curse breaker to create a legacy for my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, my great 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 grandchildren, but I'm going to sabotage it because I can't let go of this smoking, which I have to be in alignment with my product. My product was smoke free, you know what I'm saying? And I invented it in 2021. I came up with the smoke free idea in 2021, and I got the utility patent in 2022. So I had to get in alignment with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's been over 2 years since I've been smoking. I quit. Like, I literally quit. But it was times where you know what I'm saying, that devil would come and try to get me to start smoking again. And so I ended up finding one of these. I didn't know anything about the those vapes or whatever, and so I would buy the ones that was nicotine free. Because it was something about just blowing smoke in the air, so I would go get one of those, and like, so I wouldn't smoke again, and it was a lot of times I would be sitting there like fighting with my own self, like, I can do what I want to do. I'm grown. How I'm going, I like, what am I fighting for? Why you can't quit? You didn't come into this world smoking. Why is it so hard to put this down? Because it's your ego. It's like my ego want this so bad. I want to do it so bad. And it's like now, what I'm saying? When I'm around people that smoke, well, if I can't have it, I just smell it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm not picking it back up because I love my grandchildren way more than I love smoking. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that I know that I'm gonna help them way more than I love the fact that I'm smoking. Plus, I gotta love myself in order to love them. And if I don't even care about my own self, you know what I'm saying, then how I'm gonna care about them? Because God gave me this to save their future. And in order for me to save their future, I gotta care about myself. And that's how I end up quitting smoking, because I had to attach that idea to something. I had to attach that the quitting, I had to attach it to something that was important in order for me to quit. And I said, like, I can't have this if I keep doing that. God's gonna take it back from me if I keep doing this. And it's like, which one is more important to you? And so that's why I ended up quitting. It's been over 2 years, because I quit the day my mother passed away, which was January the 2nd, 2022. My mother passed away January the 2nd. It's 2024, April. So that's how long it's been. So that's going to be always going to be a milestone for me. Every year that my mother has been gone, is going to be a year that I've quit. So it's like my mother's passing pushed me, to quit. And I hope it don't have to come to that for anybody else, but that's my story. You know what I'm saying? That's my truth. That's my story. That's how I end up quitting. But I don't blame anybody for me starting. It's like I had to pick that up in order to get to this, because it wouldn't be me having this product, wouldn't, and my story of quitting wouldn't be, so profound, because of the fact that, I had that bad habit, and because I traded the habit for the blessing. So it's like a trade off. I had to give that up in order to get this, So, it's like whoever worked with me can't smoke, because you have to, because this is a blessing from God, because it was a blessing for me too. And I had to give it up in order to have it. So if anybody work with me, they have to give it up in order to work with me, if that's something that they do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a trade-off. It's like, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have this, or would you rather have that? You In order for you to choose better, you have to love yourself. And I had to love myself. It's like I had to love myself to take this. So I gave that up for this. It was a trade-off, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like I went through this test for, because I literally seen God testing me. I just got tested the other day. Like, I was literally, because I don't have a car. I was on my way home from work. I'm telling you, this is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I don't lie about nothing. Listen, I was at the bus stop catching the bus home from work, and I literally like if I see a box of cigarette, like a cigarette box on the ground, I like to step on it, because it's like a crunch sound or whatever. So I saw a box. It wasn't like a pack of cigarettes that I used, a brand that I used to smoke, but nonetheless, it was still a cigarette box. And it was like on the ground at the bus stop, kind of underneath the bench. And I wanted to step on it, but something told me, the way that pack looked like it was full, and it was raining that day. The cigarette box looked like it was full. So I was like, I'm not going to step on it because it looked like it's something in there. And I didn't pick it up, but I kind of opened it with my foot. And when I tell you it was a full pack of cigarettes, it was a full pack of cigarettes. And I was like, ooh, somebody dropped their cigarettes on the ground. They going to be mad. Because it was like a brand new pack. It must have fell out of somebody's pocket while they were sitting on the bench. So I was like, I'm not going to step on it. I'm glad I didn't step on it because this is my habit that I quit, I'm not going to mess it up for, somebody homeless might want that. That might make them happy if they find that it's a blessing for somebody else, even though it's a curse for me. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody is not on that yet of evolving from lower vibrational things. And if they found that would have been a blessing for them, and if I would have stepped on it, I would have ruined it for them. I look at things like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna step on it, but I like kind of pushed it back underneath the bench because I didn't want it to get wet, because like I said, it was gonna be somebody else who smoked blessing. I wouldn't have picked it up if I was still smoking, because for number one, it wasn't my brand, and two, I don't know if somebody didn't dip them in something to putting something in it. And I'm not that desperate, because I could easily just go buy me a pack of cigarettes if I want to smoke again. I'm not going to smoke something off the ground. But I know, homeless people do that because they don't have money to go buy anything. So like I said, I would have been sabotaging somebody else's blessing. But it was a test for me. And every time you get tested by God, you know what I'm saying, and you pass, it's like you still going up other levels, And so when I tell you that, that's the reason why I quit, because I had to be in alignment with my purpose. And my purpose, the product that I invented, is smoke free. And like I said, I will be sitting here selling a smoke free product, and I'm smoking. It makes no sense. I can't be smoking and I have product that is smoke free. So I will be out of alignment with my purpose. So, and like I said, it's a lot of things that pushed me into that path of not smoking. It just I got forced to put it down, and you know, I'm not regretful of it because it healed me. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is, this is how I quit. And in order for you to quit, you have to find something to replace it with. You have to find another habit, because we all got habits, you know what I'm saying? But you just have to find a healthier habit to replace that habit with. So whatever your reason for smoking, or whatever your habit is, you have to find something to replace that habit. Just like I said, I used to drink wine all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I always said that it's not that I'll never drink wine again, because I never proclaimed that I'll never smoke again. But I didn't say I'll never drink wine again. I'll just do it when I got something to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? For special occasions, not because I'm just doing it just to be doing it. But when I traded it off with coffee. Guess what? I don't even drink coffee like that. I don't even drink coffee like that anymore. I even gave that up. Like, I'll drink coffee every now and then, but I won't drink it how I used to. Like, I don't do none of that stuff no more. And it's like, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was giving it up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you got to have a purpose. And this is why I always tell people, start walking in your purpose, because it's your purpose that is going to help you grow. It is your purpose, whatever your purpose is. If you have children and you want to do something for them, that's your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, in order for you to love them, you got to love yourself. You have to have self-love, because self-love is the best love. But when you're loving yourself, you can love other people. It's like, I'm doing this for them, and I love me. So because I love me, I love them, and I have to let this go in order to do this. And in order for me to get this blessing that God got for me, I got to let this go. And, that's pretty much how I did it, and, you just got to find a way for you. But if you find something to replace your habit with, something healthier, then that's the way to go. And I hope this message helped and serves you well. And that's all I got for you. I holla though. One love. Peace.